Hi, today we're going to paint a Father's Day rock painting project. These are the paints that I'm using today. They're a combination of soft body and hard body Liquitex paints. A complete listing of the paints will be in the description below. I'm using a combination of phthalo blue and yellow ochre, but you could use any combination that you'd like. I've sped up the painting process to save a little time, but what we're trying to do is paint a loose, very loose background using the two colors. I'll also be using a makeup brush to blend out the background, but you'll see that pretty soon. If this is your first visit to George on the Rocks, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. If while you're painting the background, dry out a little and become unmanageable, just dip your tip into clean water, dab off the excess, grab some paint, and go back to the background. You're not only thinning out the paint, but you're also creating washes. The original color will come through, but won't be as intense. The phthalo blue and the yellow ochre are both pretty transparent to begin with. And as you can see, I'm now using a makeup brush to blend out the background. When I use a blending brush, I tend to use it in a circular motion, like now, but I also use it in a kind of a choppy kind of way. The more often you use it, the easier it becomes, and you'll develop your own style. And if you don't like it, let the paint dry, apply a new layer of paint, and blend it out again. To me, this type of background that I'm doing now is one that's very versatile. You can paint just about anything you want on top of it. You can use whatever colors you'd like, and then add your focal point, in which this case is the coffee cup. Or if you want to change out the background totally, you can do that as well. You can do an ombre, a two-color blend, a vignette, whatever you want. When I got the idea for this painting, the first thing that came to mind was this type of blend. If you'd like to see me paint a coffee cup using a different kind of background, just let me know in the comments section below. And you can also let me know what kind of background you want me to do, or simply to wing it. The choice is all yours, just let me know. Here I'm using a Sharpie. I'm drawing over the tracing so that not only you can see it, but so can I. Don't worry, when we paint the layers of white, you won't be able to see it. Let the background totally dry, which is about maybe 5-10 minutes, before using the Sharpie. Paint in 2 base layers of white to completely cover the outline that we just drew in, as well as the background. Be mindful of your brush stroke. Think of the tip of your brush as if it was following the contour of the coffee cup itself. For example, the handle is more curved. So you wouldn't necessarily want to paint the handle in an upward down motion. Rather, you want to curve your brush strokes to match the curve of the handle. Here I'm mixing gray. Now I could just use a combination of titanium white and any of the blacks to make it gray, but I like using a combination of burnt umber, ultramarine blue, and titanium white to bring out the gray. This kind of gray, to me, is more natural. This kind of gray also allows you to create more of a warm or cool gray depending upon what you want to do with it. When applying the gray, because acrylics dry 1 to 2 shades darker, you want to have it completely dry before adjusting it. You'll also note that I'm applying the shadow to the left side of the cup. The reason being is the light source is coming from the right side. Likewise, when I paint in the shadow on the handle of the coffee cup, I'll be applying shadow to where the handle meets the side of the cup. Every object has a shadow. You have to figure out where the light source is coming from and apply the shadows accordingly. Here I'm using a little bit of a combination of dioxazine purple, burnt umber, a smidge of ultramarine blue, and just a smidge and even less titanium white. I'm painting in a thin line of shadow at the base of the cup and a cast shadow from the cup itself. I'm painting in a bit of shadow on the inside of the cup on the left side. When I have too much shadow, I'll add some titanium white to knock it back. I'm adding steam here from the coffee cup. Now you could use titanium white thinned out, as I'm doing here now, or a type of white that's not as opaque as titanium white, but in order for you to save money, I'm just using titanium white with a little bit more water. Now I don't know what happened. I lost the footage for when I was painting in the actual coffee. It's a combination of the burnt umber and the yellow ochre. In the editing process, I probably, in order to save time, cut out painting the coffee. Sorry. Now for the heart I'm painting in now, I used magenta, mixed in with a little bit of burnt umber to give it a more muted red. I didn't want a bright red, but one is a more earth tone red. And for the lettering coming up, I mixed in ultramarine blue with burnt umber. Same as with the shadow color, but this time I'm not using any white. Paint in 2 layers so that the word dad is nice and dark. And give the hearts a couple layers as well. I added another heart. Don't forget to sign your work. Celebrate each other, celebrate your creative inner voice, and paint along the way.